Hi, this is Alan Shea. We're here on Our Society. We are here amongst two of the most probably important people in our community that's really on the cutting edge of where the needs are in our community. And the reason why you're going to find out why it's so important is because they're going to share some interesting things, both from a spiritual and also from a civic active role that we as people here in the community of Pasadena and Altadena should really appreciate, because it's serving an important role. So I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves, and then we're going to get into some real specifics, because they've just shared an unbelievable journey with us today, and hopefully you'll find that that's the case. It's an unbelievable journey that we all should participate in. So I'm going to start to my right, and we're going to introduce yourself to the viewers and share with them, how did this come about?
Okay. Well, my name is Pastor James Jacobs. I'm the CEO of Jacobs Deliverance Foundation, also with our subsidiaries of Feed Los Angeles County and our Veterans Volunteers Association that we have as well. But the reason all of this came about is because of one hungry lady. You know, I just have to say that.
Sure. That
I started feeding when we first started. And the lady was just so hungry, my heart just went out to her because she was so hungry. So that got my mind set and started really wanting to feed people especially I know they're hungry throughout Los Angeles, Pasadena, Los Angeles, and Los Angeles County. And now we are on the verge of really start feeding people all throughout Los Angeles County.
Wow. Well, and I think that's a good segue, because we have your other co-provider. I'm going to call her, because she has provided an unbelievable amount of information to us when we joined you on Memorial Day. Yes. And went on an interesting journey. So why don't you share with the viewers your name and how did this get started with you participating with such a organization and making such a commitment, because it really takes somebody who really has a passion to help people.
Hard to pass up that intro. My name is Sue Hewitt, and I do media direction for Jacobs Deliverance Foundation, which is the parent company. Feed LA County is our feeding branch of the charity, and then we also have JDFC Veterans Affairs that deals with the veterans' PTSD help issues. So we've got a petition now, and also we're working on housing for veterans. But the feeding program was what we involved with for Memorial Day, and we put out the word to on the volunteer sites. We had volunteermatch.org and eventbrite.com, and we put out the word that we're going to be actually supplying about 2,500 hot meals to homeless veterans and those in need on Memorial Day. And so we were flooded with volunteers. It was amazing. We had probably over 100 people that actually showed up there at the church. We were at Holy Assembly Church of God in Pasadena, and we came close. We didn't quite make our goal of 2,500 hot meals, but we did quite a few. So we did that, and half the meals went to Pasadena veterans and those in need, and also the other half actually went down to downtown LA Skid Row, where most of the veterans do actually live, and there's a lot that are homeless.
So why don't we let the viewers know, because this was so amazing to me. I mean, I met you, I think, around 10:30 on Memorial Day, and we finished up about 5, and it was an awakening for me. So I want the viewers to really understand how incredible this experience was, and if you can stay with us, viewers, you'll see this story unfolding right before you. So, Pastor, why don't you share with the viewers, how long did this process take before it actually got off the ground, and how long has it been in play up until this point?
Well, I tell you what, since actually the city is trying to make it hard for us to feed the homeless around in Pasadena, then I started thinking, let's have a grab and go meal, and where we can fix it, and I'm talking about with hot links, ribs, chicken, potato salad, cakes, pies, and just pass it out.
So why don't you share with the viewers, though, the real grit of the time? We want the viewers to find out what your commitment has been. So if we ask for their help, they see that you have a proven concept and you've been put in the effort. So this is what I want them to hear.
Well, the time actually has been 15 years.
Okay.
The time has actually been 15 years since I first started and up to now. And now we have the concept where we can feed all over Los Angeles County, and everything will actually work. And they will get good, wholesome meals, not nothing used, not nothing spoiled, something like what you would get when you go, or they would go to their house and put their feet under their table. That same kind of meal is what we're giving.
Okay, and I like that, because the other interesting thing I experienced with you when we first met, we had a very interesting conversation, and I loved it because it got involved with the strategic implementation of how to raise awareness and how to make it happen. Why don't you share with the viewers what that consists of, and what is it really going to take to really be effective?
Well, what we have been doing is we've been on a campaign to raise awareness because a lot of the people in the community are not really aware of the need. So what we're doing is making sure that we have representatives that do go out and to let people know, because we are 100% community funded. That means we get our support to do all of the feedings and all of the things that we do as a humanitarian charity. We do this from the support of the community 100%. And the majority of everything that we do have come in as donations goes back out to the community. And that's why it's been so effective, is that we don't have a brand new office, we don't drive around fancy cars. We literally can show you where we've put all of the resources back into the community. Right now we're doing the grab and go meals is because the city of Pasadena decided they didn't want to have people coming to an event and basically milling around and causing problems that they saw. So we said grab and go meals. So we decided that was going to be the optimum for what we're going to do to spread the meals all over Los Angeles County.
So now,
so it
I
really
like
made
that,
a
but I need a little more detail. I need some more meat. I need time frame. I need goals. I need money. Tell these viewers what kind of money we need to have coming in to meet our next goal coming up in November. Is it Thanksgiving we're getting ready, or the 4th of July?
We're getting ready for 4th of July.
Okay, so
and 4th of July meals, we spent probably $3,500 of the resources, the company's money that we have collected as donations. We spent that on Memorial Day to buy all of the ribs and chicken and all of the food that was then handed out. So what we're looking for is we're looking for either more support from the community to meet the needs that we need for 4th of July. We'd sure like to meet more of our goal of 2,500 hot meals. So in order to do that, we need more resources coming in.
And speaking of resources, how are you getting the community to participate with your church and your mission, since you are one of the established institutions here in Pasadena?
Well, the way we're getting them, we've been having our volunteers go out, sit in front of stores, collect donations, but it's not enough, because really what we need for each event, and especially feeding 2,500, we at least need $25,000 to do it properly.
And he's absolutely right, because when I first met Dr. Jacobs, which was probably about 6 to 8 years ago through Billie Jean, they came to my office, and I made a significant contribution to make sure that the program really met a goal to get people fed. And this was years ago, before I really got involved with what we're doing now with community outreach on our society. But one of the things that really raised my awareness was when Pastor Jacobs contacted us to participate this year, and we actually went down and got a story. And the story was unbelievable, because we actually had a chance to have the participants and the recipients engage each other. And that was the volunteers.
We had over 100 volunteers that showed up at Holy Assembly Church, and then they all had certain things that we were organized to do, like cooking, assembling, or the whole thing, organizing or distributing. So we had several of the volunteers that said, we're going to take these meals down to Skid Row, and we're going to make sure that we talk to the people that we're giving the meals to and see how we can best serve their needs, because they had some wonderful ideas that came in.
And so we're gonna click on some of these clips just to show you, and I'm gonna turn the volume down, because we're gonna continue this.
Himself, a table, and a chair. And he went to the airport and started telling people about how people in this community that were in need, families, homeless people, were in need of food and services. And so he started doing that by himself with a few family members. Started at the airport, and then he kind of moved to focus more on Pasadena, because that's where he's from, longtime resident of Pasadena. And he's been basically growing the charity and evolving it into helping different aspects of people in need. Veterans with PTSD, which right now are basically committing suicide at, they say it's a rate of 22 a day, but with only 25 states reporting that information, you can guarantee that number is double. So we're looking at about 44 per day suicides because they do not have any after-service treatment. So we have a petition, Jacobs Silver's Foundation has a petition on change.org that is for supporting and funding PTSD treatment programs for combat veterans 6 months before they're released from service, and also like 24-hour clinics that would be available for veterans and their families. Now that's something that really hasn't even been brought up. Everybody expects the VA to be doing that, but the VA has actually lost funding, so they've cut all their programs. So being that James Jacobs is a Vietnam veteran himself, he definitely has a heart for his fellow veterans that are really struggling. So the Veterans is an integral part of this entire charity, and of course the food program, which is the Feed LA County part that we're doing today. This is where we've increased it, where we're starting to feed the grab-and-go meals. Instead of having people struggle to get to a certain location, we actually take the food to them where they are.
So the food that you are preparing today will be dispersed where?
It's going to be dispersed in probably 3 different areas. Pasadena has Memorial Park and Central Park, which are a location which most homeless people congregate. And then we're going to actually provide meals to Long Beach. We've worked with a church down there, First Friends Church, with Pastor Fred, who's down there, and we're going to be getting meals to him. So he can disperse them to that new community there in Long Beach. And then the most in need would probably be in Skid Row, downtown LA Skid Row. where you've got thousands, and the majority of them are veterans. We've got women and men veterans. So, and they're just literally, the homeless community down in Sid Role has expanded. And it's like a city now. So, the majority of the meals, about half the meals are going to be going down to Sid Role and servicing the people down there, because they get a few meals every once in a while, but when the holidays come about, you think they get more, but they really don't. So, but for 15 years, Pastor Jacobs and Fredola County have been doing these type of things, meal programs, and also services for veterans. And we do food, we do referrals to mental health and services, because we try and work with Union Station and Pacific Clinics.
So where does the funding come from? We're going to start out with some of our volunteers here. Why don't you share with the viewers your name so you can pass these plates out and let them know you're...
My name's Priscilla, and I volunteer to help today, and yeah, for a good cause.
All right, and that's it. And we're going to get some of the youngsters coming up here. What's your name?
Nadia.
Nadia, tell them your grade.
I'm in 8th grade.
8th grade, and we're going to bring the other two up here. What about you?
I'm Zeta. I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore where?
PHS.
PHS, okay, we got Pasadena in the house. And what about you, little man?
Huh.
What's your name?
James.
James, and how old are you, James?
7.
7. Now, you're our youngest person here. You know that. Share your name.
Dave Martin.
Dave Martin. And Dave, what would you share with the viewers if you could tell them what you want to change down here to help the folks in this area?
Well, one of the things that really needs to change down here is they need to get these tents off the street. Last year, 2 bills were passed, and it's supposed to implement all this new housing down here, but I haven't seen a thing come of those 2 bills. Triple H and the M bill, nothing's happened yet. And we got more and more tents popping up on the street. There's more and more trash in the street, and this trash brings rats, disease, all that stuff that...
Well, what we're going to do, and this is why we're doing what we're doing, is so we can hear your voice, but we also have to get some solutions. So now we got to work on solutions. Solution is, how do we make sure that the mayor and anyone else that has the power to bring about change, how we're going to make that happen?
Boy, I think you just have to bring it before the council.
Okay, well, we're going to start with this. Come on up here. Share your name again.
I'm Zeta.
Zeta.
Hi there.
Share with him
Hi.
a meal and tell him thank him for
you
coming
for
out.
your-
There you
Thank
go.
you.
One of our volunteers. Thank you. All right. Amen. And tell us your thoughts. Tell us your thoughts so you can share with the viewers, because what we want to do is have the viewers to know what it's like. They're not going to know anything but what the news try and portray. We want your real story.
Right. Julian, right. I like to see some action. There's a lot of, propaganda and, things that are talk, but there's no action, and it's evident that there's nothing being done.
Okay.
I like
Well, we want to take the first step, make sure we hear your voice, make sure we feed you. Come on up. Share with them your name.
Julian.
No, you got to look in the camera, though, first so they can hear. Say it again.
Alex,
Alex?
Yeah.
And what high school?
PHS.
PHS. And what age?
I'm 16.
16. So why don't you share with him a meal of the day?
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Thank you. So we're going to, Bubba, can you make sure we got the right photo? Yeah. You got to make sure we're good? Okay, come on. So why don't you share your name?
My name is Tawana. I've been down here 30-some odd years off and on.
30-something years.
I'm also an addict. I like to see more housing, more counseling, more justice, because the bills have passed for us to have housing, but they would not give them to us. Okay, as for the tents, I feel that the tents should be up at any time, because you have people that are sick down here, like me, because I have lupus, and I'm at my last stages of lupus. It's like we should get more housing, more shelter, and just more justice.
Okay. Well, the first step to get that is people have to hear your voice. That's why we're out here today, to make sure people hear your story, they know you're out here, and they really see the need. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the next volunteer up. She's going to share some food with you. And why don't you, again, let them know what high school you're from.
I'm in middle school right now. I go to a charter school in Altadena.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's a good thing. So she said Altadena.
I just go to PHS.
Oh, did you? Okay, so
down here.
wow. So we got a lot of Pasadena folks out here. Okay. Well, we thank you for volunteering.
I want to say thank you to y'all because you could be doing other things with your time, as in dating, doing something else. But I appreciate it that you take your time out to come down here and help us. You're helping the ones that can't help themselves, so like myself. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Come on in. How you doing? Good, good. Why don't you share with the viewers what's your name and what you would like for them to know about being down here?
Well, my name is Marcus, and I just got compassion for people at home that's out here. If so, I was just gonna sing like 2 notes. Okay.
All right.
The homeless have nowhere to run when they don't have no food to eat. But how the children gonna learn when they don't have no books to read? But ain't nobody worried when they kneel down low. All they doing is tying their shoestrings. But when the tears start to falling, you can't see your way. Come on, Judgment Day, but don't walk away, 'cause help is on its way. That's
Right, but we appreciate that. Definitely. We're going to bring it up. There you go. So enjoy the meal.
What school you from?
Well, no.
I want to know your name.
That's it.
Okay, I know it.
All right. Thank you. All right. So you ready? Come on up. So we're going to bring you on. Why don't you share your name?
My name is Ricky Thomas.
Ricky Thomas. So why don't you share with the viewers what your view is down here and what you think should happen so you can improve.
They should stop giving these motherfuckers all this shit they're giving to them. They're making them lazy. Bring a truck down here and give them a job. They don't work for it. 'Cause all these motherfuckers down here, they're lazy as fuck.
Okay.
All I want to do is slang drugs and smoke drugs. So give them a job. Instead of giving them the food, let them work for what they want.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Well, hold up. We're going to give you something to digest. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, stop giving them people.
Meal. How about you?
Hi, my name's Caroline. I'd like to see these demons in hell. I'd like to see these people messing with everybody's head on technology. I'd like to see them all burning in hell.
Okay.
And all the other people in heaven.
All right. Well, go ahead and get your meal. Come on over.
Annie.
Annie.
I would like to see people get off the street and do better for themselves.
Okay. Well, let the viewers know that, Annie. That's
Hi,
strong.
my name is Annie.
Uh-huh.
I would like other people to do. I would like to see people do better for themselves. Get off the streets.
Well, we'd like to thank you and share with you a meal for today. Cameron.
Hate for love. Hate for love.
Hate for love.
Hate
Hate
for love.
for love.
Man,
What would
I
you-
want what? Love?
And what would you like to see change? Hate for love.
Oh, God. I want to see hate
Hate
change to, to love.
to love. All right. We're going to give you. Thank you. Okay. Hate for love got the last one. That was the last one. I'm going to bring you back over here, sir. Sir. All right. We're going to close out our society with this gentleman here. He wanted to make a last comment.
I did.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Dave Martin. I just want to say something to the councilman at City Hall. To you, councilman at City Hall, we pay your salary. Do something about the situation down here. I believe I speak for many of us who live down here. We are tired of the filth being generated by those who live in tents on the sidewalk. Stop scratching each other's butts and do something. I don't care if that's passing a bill or what, but do something.
All right. Well, we thank you for your statement, and we will definitely pass that on. Wow, the footage was so great. Hopefully you viewers enjoyed it as much as we did, because I just thought some of the statements and testimonials that the different recipients of the food giveaway was so happy to get that plate of food, and they really were very appreciative of the organization, that they're wondering how we're going to make this movement really take another step. So why don't you share with the viewers what your vision of this is all about, and commend some of those folks as been part of the trailblazers to make this happen.
Well, Alan, I tell you what, the people who really made it happen are really responsible is Bishop Milton and the First Lady Milton. They have really been a great instrument in helping us keep and put all this stuff together and keeping these things together. What I really want to see, I want to see people off the streets and everybody fed here in America. That's what I really want to see, because if there's no one on the streets, crime went down. You know, if people are getting fed, you can walk the streets safely. You know, that in itself would be a blessing to this country, instead of people going around being hungry and on the streets, can't, you know, have a place to stay. So this country should never have anybody on the streets. We're the richest country in the world.
You're right, and I think that's a great segue to get into the strategic approach that hopefully you can demonstrate to the viewers really how we're going to carry this forward to reach some of the greater goals and get more participation amongst our volunteers.
Well, what we need is we need donations and we need volunteers. And we did really good for Memorial Day. We were all impressed and we're like, this can't stop. We can actually get more. And we actually had some of the volunteers that were actually donating, or they said, we're going to share this with our families and our groups so we can get more people involved. And that's what we need. We need donations and volunteers, just like our sign says.
So why don't you share with them how they can reach out to you, how they can make those contributions, how they can contact you, how they can spread the word?
That's wonderful. We have a website. It's feedlacounty.org. It has donation buttons on there. We also have, we're on Facebook as Feed LA County. We also, as far as our volunteer opportunities, please go up on volunteermatch.org or eventbrite.com and look for feedlacounty.com, and you can sign up for any of the events that are going to be upcoming. That's where it starts. And the last Memorial Day, we were inundated with plenty of volunteers. We'd love to see that for 4th of July and even more. So that's kind of the basics. We also, if you want to email us directly, it's feedlacounty@gmail.com. And we return all emails. We'll answer them. So,
wow. So, and I really appreciate you joining us today. Absolutely. And you, Pastor Jacobs. And I've been so humbled, and I'd like to challenge you viewers out there by saying, get out and participate. And I would also encourage you to reach out to the various stores, manufacturers who have food, who have other things that they can donate to this organization to keep feeding those that are homeless and spread the goodwill of what community and community service is all about. And that's what the young people who are participating in this event really embrace. So we want to make sure that you all participate, and we want to double up those goals for next year and for the next 4th of July and Thanksgiving and Christmas, all these holidays coming up. Let's double, triple, and make a real mark, and use Pasadena as a true benchmark that we're out there serving our community and other communities within our range to make it work.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Alan.
Okay. This is Alan Shea signing off. Thank you again for joining our society.